Not a bit.
Well,
The 1950s were a time like no other. The war was over, the economy was booming, and America was racing toward the future. The highways stretched wider, the suburbs grew bigger, and for the first time families had the luxury to dream beyond mere survival. But there was one thing that truly symbolised this golden era: the automobile. And not just any car, the Chevrolet Bel Air. More than just four wheels and an engine, the Bel Air became the face of a generation. A rolling statement of prosperity, freedom, and adventure. It was built for the open road, for Saturday night cruises, for drive-ins, and for teenagers who wanted to feel alive. It was sleek, stylish, and impossible to ignore. But how did this car rise to become one of the most legendary vehicles in history? Let's take a journey through time and explore the iconic 1950s Chevrolet Bel Air. The car that defined an era. The story of the Chevrolet Bel Air begins in 1950, a time when car manufacturers were experimenting. With new styles, new features, and new ways to attract customers in a booming economy. Chevrolet wanted something bold, something different, a car that would make people stop and stare. The 1950 Chevrolet Bel Air was introduced as a premium, two-door hardtop coupe, featuring a revolutionary pillarless design that gave it the look of a convertible, but with the practicality of a solid roof. This was a game changer. For the first time, the average American could buy a car that looked as good as a luxury vehicle, but at an affordable price.
When we drive our motor cars, we have a right to expect the best in comfort, safety, durability, performance, appearance, and economy at all times.
It had sweeping body lines, a fresh modern grille, and a ride that was smoother than anything Chevrolet had ever made. But while the first generation Bel Air was an impressive car, it was just the beginning. Chevrolet was about to take things to an entirely new level. If you ask any classic car enthusiast about the moment Chevrolet changed history, they'll likely mention 1955.
This regular production new Chevrolet has no special reinforcement of any kind.
This was the year the Bel Air became a legend. Chevrolet completely redesigned the Bel Air from the ground up, giving it a bold new look that was longer, lower, and wider. The front grille was more aggressive, the body was sculpted for better aerodynamics, and the entire car looked fast even when standing still. But the biggest revolution wasn't the looks, it was under the hood. For the first time, the Bel Air was offered with the legendary 265 cubic inch small block V8, a powerful engine that transformed Chevrolet from a simple family car brand into a serious performance contender. This engine delivered more than just raw power, it brought excitement to every drive. When you pressed the accelerator, you didn't just move, you surged forward. The rumble of the V8, the smooth acceleration, the thrill of the open road. This was what American car culture was all about. The 1955 Bel Air was a game changer for Chevrolet. It raised the bar for the entire American car industry. By 1956, the Bel Air was America's sweetheart.
56, the hot one's even hotter. Chevrolet's V8 456 set the Pikes Peak record. 56 Chevrolet has been designed for safety and easier handling. So remember, the 56 Chevrolet is the loveliest, liveliest car in its field.
It was the car everyone wanted, the car everyone noticed, and the car that represented the perfect mix of style, performance, and affordability. Chevrolet continued refining the design, adding more chrome, sharper tailfins, and even better technology. You could now get a 4-barrel carburetor, power steering, and air conditioning, a luxury few cars had at the time. But nothing could prepare the world for what Chevrolet was about to unleash in 1957. The 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air was, and still is, one of the most beautiful cars ever made. With its signature tail fins, chrome-speckled body, and a wide front grille that looked like it was grinning at you, the 57 Bel Air became the ultimate American classic. Under the hood, Chevrolet introduced fuel injection for the first time ever, giving the Bel Air a level of performance that rivaled even some sports cars of the time. The 283 cubic inch super turbo fire V8 with fuel injection pushed out up to 283 horsepower, 1 horsepower per cubic inch, a feat that was unheard of in the 1950s. But like all great things, the golden age of the Bel Air had to end. As the 1960s arrived, the world was changing. Muscle cars were on the rise, the space race was shifting America's focus, and car designs were evolving. Chevrolet continued producing the Bel Air nameplate until 1975, but by then it was no longer the style icon it had once been. The tail fins were gone, the chrome was reduced, and the magic of the 1950s had faded. But the legacy of the 1950s Bel Air remained untouchable. Some say they don't make cars like this anymore, and maybe that's a good thing, because the Bel Air isn't just a car from the past. It's a legend that will never be forgotten.